Hey, look out. It's Faith Talk Live. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Radcliffe.
And I'm Kay Dodd.
There you go. There she is.
There she is.
The new do. Oh, wow.
No.
Well,
Velva baby looking
it's
good.
It's a COVID cut. I got halfway through it. I just got tired.
I like it.
Yeah, it's no wonder that Eddie doesn't go hunting anymore, right, Dan?
Oh,
right.
Oh, y'all are so precious. He's gone right now. I said, I'm gonna be on the radio. He said, okay, bye. He got a 4-wheeler, so I may never, he's out in the woods all the time.
Those
now.
are fun. So, oh my gosh.
He's been wanting one for years.
Yeah.
And I have not been wanting one for him for years.
Oh, they're fun.
But and he promises to be careful. So
now, do you think he'll take that to town when you're not looking, or?
Oh no, Lord no! Town is like 10 miles from here.
The point is,
well, we go to town for supplies. We have to take all the cars to do that. No, Rockmart.
Oh, you don't take the tractor into town?
We don't have a tractor.
Oh, okay. All right.
We have Rockmart is actually downtown. Rockmart is like 6.5 miles from here, and then downtown Cartersville, which is where the big Kroger and all that stuff is about 15 miles from here.
I guess.
So yeah, it's a little too far to ride on a 4-wheeler.
Well, I'm so glad we could catch up with you. I wanted to ask you a few questions. I did notice this, I think before the last time we talked, but I forgot to bring it up. I saw that, I don't know that he's my Facebook friend, but I saw Tater Stokes. Is that a relative?
Oh, yes. We got Skeeter. We got Tater. Bless his, rest his soul. We had Buster, and Buster's with Jesus now. But yes, that's the Southern thing. If you, and I mean, hey, I'm Aunt Velva, so I'm not casting that stone. I live in a glass house. So.
Now, are those given names?
Well,
or do their parents just not like them, or what?
No, they're not given names.
Okay.
I don't even know. Honestly, I've only ever known him as Skeeter. His daddy, Skeeter's daddy, Grady Lee, is who Eddie Lee is named after.
Okay.
And they have the same birthday, or like a day apart or something like that. And funny story, when we named Kaylee Jean, Uncle Buster called one night, and Eddie and I had been together for a couple of years, and he'd probably told me, but it just didn't register and stay in the data banks. And so we're trying to name the baby, I'm like 6-7 months pregnant. He talks to Uncle Buster on the phone. He gets off the phone, and I said, hey, I forgot, what's Buster's real name? And he goes, oh, he's Daddy's junior. He's Prentice Gene Stokes Jr. And I went, Kaylee Jean Stokes. And he's like, oh, if you want to make an old man and my brother really happy. And I said, well, hold on. And I got up and I went to the back door, opened it, and went, Kaylee Jean, get in the house. And I slammed it and said, I love it. And so that's how we named Kaylee Jean. Yeah, she's probably going to die when she hears that story later on Facebook, but whatever.
I love how you test it, though. You got to yell it out the door.
You do. I mean, you never know. You only know that your life is about to end when somebody calls you as a parent, that somebody calls you by your full name.
Yeah.
I don't think my daddy ever called me Velva Kay, but he always called me Pumpkin or Sis. And if he ever said, Mike Kay, come here, because my brother was Herman. He called him Herman. Yeah, I love growing up in the South. That's why I got into comedy. I mean, hello.
Kay Dodd with us, and I'm confused.
Oh, Lord. Rick, what's the matter?
So if you guys would have had a boy after Kaylee, would you named him? Tater, Skeeter?
Oh no, I don't think I would have stood for that. I do not know Tater. He is a relative of Eddie's, a cousin-ish. So I have not met Tater. Now Skeeter, he's a first cousin of Eddie's, and so of course I know Skeeter. I just don't know his real name. I actually think he is Grady Lee Stokes Jr. And that's why he had to have the nickname, because Grady Lee, that was his daddy. That's what everybody called him. So
that's your assignment for the next time, Kay,
is to find out
where Skeeter and Tater came from.
Okay, yeah. I'll do it.
Dan, You see why the South will never rise again?
Yeah.
Kay Dodd with us. We love her to pieces, comedian. All right, Kay, I'm so proud of you for just so many things, but
Oh,
this was a reminder of what you did a number of years ago. I think 18. You showed a medal on Facebook. Was it 18 years ago that you decided to be sober? You showed a medal, a celebratory medal, or
no, you saw, I think, a memory that I had posted. No, it was actually this September 10th was 25 years ago.
Wow.
And that is sobering in and of itself to somebody like me.
Wow.
And I don't know, I mean, you guys, we've talked in the studio, but I don't know that I've ever really talked a ton on the air about how I came to be sober. Oh, there's Janetti. Is that this does not do well for my ADD.
I'm sorry. I threw it up there.
Smile.
I didn't know you were going to do it right away, but okay.
Yeah. So, September 10th, 1995, just emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually bankrupt. I had just gotten out of yet another of a long line of dysfunctional, abusive type relationships. And I just knew that, I thought the guy was going to kill me. I was fearing for my life. I quit a comedy weekend at the Augusta Comedy Club, thinking that I'm going to die. And even if he wasn't, and he obviously wasn't, I'm still here. Thank you, Jesus. But but it was my magic magnifying mind, because when you're in that mode of drama and trauma, your mind, and Satan sees to that your mind will just take over. And I mean, I tell you what, if you leave us alone with our thoughts long enough, Satan could go on vacation and lay out in the sun in Bermuda, because that's the devil's triangle. See if y'all get that reference. But he could go lay out in the sun, because we just destroy ourselves with our own thoughts.
Yeah, we do.
And so that's what that was doing to me. And so I came home, I went to my best friend's house. It was Friday night. I'm supposed to be on stage in Augusta, Georgia. I called the manager, who was kind of like my manager. I didn't tell him exactly what was going on till later. But my best friend told me, she said, I made the pronouncement, well, at least now I know I've hit rock bottom. There's nowhere to go from here but up. And she kind of got right in my face and said, no, you hadn't hit rock bottom, because rock bottom is 6 feet under. But if you keep doing what you're doing with the people you're doing it with, you could end up there if you want to set that as a goal.
wow.
I was like, yeah, I had to kill her. But bless her, she's with the Lord. No, she's living in Savannah right now, hating my guts. But
In witness protection against you.
no, she just turned 25 in June. See, we're exactly 90 days apart, because I went with her that Sunday morning. That very next 2 days later, I set my alarm. I just had this moment of clarity in the middle of the night that I'm living an insane life. I'm seeking God, but I'm seeking him through a fog, of just craziness and chemicals. And so I set my alarm. She had invited me to come see her pick up her 90-day chip. She had invited me when she picked up her 30-day chip, and she had invited me one other time. Well, I went that day, surrendered, picked up the international sign of surrender, the white chip, and started this journey. And it hit me about 6 months sober, because you really don't come to till about 6 months. And I went, she never invited anybody else to come. She only invited the other, her ex drinking buddy is what she invited. So so that's how my journey began. And I mean, you just don't even know
Wow.
the life I led.
Hey, I love the fact that she just basically called you on the carpet, and that's what you need sometimes, right? I mean, all of us, we need somebody that loves us and will speak right and say, you just need to do it.
Yes. And I'm telling you, that is one of the beauties of what I love about 12-step recovery, because we know when you walk through that door, it really is a matter of life and death. See, when we walk through the church door, it's also a matter of life and death, but it's not as pressing in as somebody that is about to drink themselves to death. And I've heard it said, you can stand on a bridge and say you're going to jump off, and they'll come get you, pull you down, put you in in a van, take you somewhere and get you help. Or you can get a gun or a razor blade or whatever. They'll get you help. But you say, I'm going to drink myself to death. People go, okay.
Have fun.
But that's what my daddy did. My daddy took one last fatal sip of beer and died.
Oh.
It's on his death certificate.
Wow.
In 1976, we're talking 1976, which is the year I started drinking. So there you go. Within that, when I was 14 years old, it was either 75 or 76. It's a little blurry, but
I didn't know that you've ever told us that.
No, I don't think so.
Before.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That.
Wow.
You bet.
25 years. Congratulations, Kay.
Yeah.
We love you and we're proud of you.
Here's to another 125 years.
Oh, hello.
Oh Lord.
If we'll be doing this in 125 years, well, what kind of hair will you have then?
I don't know that I will have hair then. I think we'll have some.
You'll have a halo is what you'll have. Okay.
What do you call it? Embalming fluid is what I'll have. I don't know what that does for your hair.
Probably not much.
But yeah.
Becky McAllister says, "Hey Kay, I don't know if
Yes, I love Becky. She's my web designer and she's a friend. She's awesome.
Oh, hey. So if you need web designing, call Shamso. Shamso will hook you up with Becky.
With Becky.
404-995-7300.
Absolutely. Thanks, Dan.
All right. While we're talking about celebrations now, did I see, maybe I'm just imagining all of this, you and Eddie celebrated an anniversary.
Oh, no.
No?
You need to get a new Facebook. I think
in this bottle.
What is in that bottle? It's kind of it's kind of see-through. It's almost like Back to the Future-ish. There was only part of it showing.
Yeah.
Okay, so Eddie and I celebrated 23 years of marriage in May 23rd. Then I turned 59 years old, August 18th.
Okay.
And then he turned 63 on September 7th.
Okay.
And then my AA birthday was, or sobriety birthday was September 10th.
Wow.
So we have a lot of, and he has another celebration in there too. I forgot to say that in July. And so we have all these birthdays from mid-July to mid-September that, that we have to cover. But
now, when do you celebrate Kaylee Jean? When's her birthday?
she is actually born on the Elvis birthday on January 8th.
Oh, available baby.
Available baby. Yeah, Elvis died 2 days before my birthday,
Wow.
August 16th. But then Kaylee was born on January 8th. The doctor actually said Kaylee has left the womb. He thought that was so funny. Yeah.
You know what?
And you said, leave the jokes to me, right?
Yeah.
You know, I would have said that. That's something.
I know you would. He threatened to dress as Elvis, and I threatened his life. I don't know.
Wow,
He did
okay.
that. So.
Wow. Kay Dodd on with us. We love having Kay. Would like to talk to her in just a few. I believe, if I read it correctly, although my ADD or ADD or whatever I have, I only half read. Right, Dan?
Yes.
Apparently.
You're right.
Yeah. So we're going to check in on what's coming up here, hopefully the end of this week.
Okay. Yes, there is something.
Kay Dodd here, and we love hanging, love her do, and love her family, and obviously love her.
And we love saying baby Kelva, baby Velva. Oh, I love you, baby Velva.
Kelva. Oh, I love it.
How about some mashed potatoes, baby? Come on.
Mashed potato peanut butter sandwich.
All right. So we had talked before, obviously with COVID-19, not doing a lot of traveling, a lot of folks, but you've got something coming up on Saturday.
I do. I'm actually flying to Phoenix Friday, and we're doing a marriage date night. Normally we call it a tour, but these 3 shows are all in one venue, one Saturday night and 2 on Sunday. One is a matinee Sunday afternoon, and then one Sunday evening, kind of early evening. And so these 3 shows are all in the one one location. And so this is Marriage Date Night. It's the same wonderful folks, Extreme Faith Productions, that puts on Aspire women's events. And in fact, tomorrow night, starting tomorrow night on Aspire women's events, I will be sharing it to my page. We're kicking off an 11-week gratitude series, and Melissa Spolstra, one of our amazing Bible teachers, is going to be kicking us off with a word about gratitude tomorrow night. So it's about a 30-minute event. Mia Kane, one of the main worship leaders, and she's one of the co-founders of Aspire. She will be hosting it, and she's an amazing worship leader, amazing person. So then Melissa will bring a message. Then they'll have a little bit of time of Q&A. So that kicks off tomorrow night, and we're running it for 11 weeks. I'm doing November 18th. Will be Kay Dodd Comedy, talking about gratitude. And I don't know if that's the last one. I don't know if they saved the best for last or just put her at the end. Maybe people will quit watching by then. Whichever. I'm okay. I'm secure.
Yeah.
So I'm doing it November 18th, but it starts tomorrow night, every Wednesday night. And I don't remember what time because they're on Phoenix time. So it's probably like 8 or...
They're a couple hours behind.
3 hours right now. Yeah, they don't do daylight savings. So part of the year they're 2 hours behind, and part of the year they're 3 hours. So they're actually mountain standard time is what they're on.
All right.
What are you going to talk about when you do it that day in November?
Well, I haven't really planned that out yet because we just started this. But one of my favorite things to share about gratitude is, and you hear it so often, even in the Christian realm, you'll hear people say, he's got such and such. Oh, I'm so grateful. That's not me. I'm so grateful, and I read this thing. It was actually my first year of sobriety, and I don't even know who the Christian author was. I still have the book somewhere because I never throw anything away. Orders. But it was a book about gratitude. And so it was a Christian author, and he talked about seeing a billboard with a man in a wheelchair. And the caption read, "Be grateful you can walk." And so he wrote this whole dissertation on, should I be grateful that I can walk because he can't? Or should I be grateful I can walk because I can walk? Not in spite, not because of somebody else's circumstances, but in spite of my own, right. In spite of my decisions that I made pre-recovery. I am grateful that I am here today to tell a story, to tell a testimony for God's glory. Not grateful that I see somebody who's currently not in sobriety and go, I'm grateful that's not me.
Yeah. No,
I'm grateful this is me. And so it's basically being grateful for your own set of circumstances. And guys, y'all have talked to me on the mountain and in the valley during this time, and right now I'm going to the gym every day, so I'm in that cult. Right. And so I got some endorphins going, and so I'm all excited. No, they threatened me. Well, physical therapy for my hip has been going, and we really just got started later COVID time frame because everything with the surgery with the neck and all that shut down. And so now they're talking, I have to sit down with the surgeon at the end of this month. And boy, I was like, we're not having another surgery. And there's nothing you can do about a blown disc. It's either fix it or live with the consequences. And I was living with some pretty bad consequences with that. Right. But with the hip, I'm like, I know I can strengthen, I can exercise. So I've been doing everything I can to fix that. And so anyway, so y'all have seen me in the valley and on the mountaintop. And the thing is no matter what we're going through, no matter how great the fear can get, God has got it. It is not, nothing knocks Jesus's feet off of his footstool, which is the planet Earth. And the planet Earth got infected with a virus that now has been politicized and all this other kind of craziness. And it's like, it's a bacteria, it's a viral, it's a thing. If it's political, why'd they kill Italy first? I mean, if they were coming after the USA, why'd they go through Italy? Did they not have a map?
Yeah.
And so, sorry, but that just, yeah.
That's funny, right?
And comedy. So, but I've had to just really look at this thing and say, okay, God, because October I had October dates gone. Okay, God, what do you want me to do with this time? Because I'm pretty sure that you don't want me binge watching anything on TV or reading 1,000 books. And I wanted to move my little stand in here. I have a picture that I'll show you on Facebook later. But a lot of times, we think about recovery as being, oh, I don't need that because I've never had a problem with drugs or alcohol. And it's like, well, some of the people in recovery might have a problem with you. So that may be why they're there. But I found myself about a month ago in a valley. And I decided, I read this thing. I was reading this book with a friend. It's a Christian book about the brain and what to do to rejuvenate the brain. And she said, reading fiction actually is a good thing for our brain because you have to memorize characters and hold plots and, move through the book. And so I go, being the little sober girl I am, to Goodwill and some other places looking for books because I love John Grisham. Hadn't read anything of his in probably 15, 20 years. The next thing I know, and I was doing it in little pieces and they were just in bags under my little desk thing over here. I got them all out and stacked them up. Guys, I bought 18 books in 3 days.
Wow.
In 3 days. Man. Now, if you're not talking about sign me up for some escape, that's exactly what that was. And so it's whatever we are trying, whatever reality is, if we're doing anything to try to escape from it, whether it's through food, television, reading, anger, all of this, there's so many different facets of recovery. We are all broken. And I love what Ravi Zacharias used to say. It wasn't the apple on the tree, it was the pear on the ground. That was the problem. It was the pear on the ground that caused all of our that began all of our problems.
We're stealing that from Ravi Zacharias, by the way.
Yeah, well, no, I did. It's the first time and last time I'll give him credit for it. Oh, Lord Jesus. I love that man. Oh, my goodness.
Yes. Oh, man. Yeah. We love him.
So there you go.
That's so good, Kay.
Well, now that's it in a nutshell. It's a big old coconut shell.
Hey, everybody, follow her on Facebook and remind us. Oh, there it is, kaydodd.com. Real quick, we got to go to a break, but are they going to stream this thing this weekend at all? I mean, can people see it or no?
That I don't know. I'll message you guys if you want me to. Well, I'll know more once I get there because they've been scrambling. They've been doing shows in Phoenix pretty much every weekend. They've done some fundraiser shows as well as just some live events. And I mean, they've all been live events, but they've been smaller in nature. And so they've been really, really busy scrambling and trying to hold on to a fall and spring schedule. They're constantly getting, having to juggle. So.
Well,
I'll know more.
We hope you have a good time. We know that they will, the folks that get to meet you and talk to you and are entertained by what you do. And I know there's going to be a lot of material from your gym visits. I can't wait to hear those.
I don't think it's very funny right now, but thanks, Rick. I would like to say this. If anybody, I'm starting a recovery group. I don't have a launch date yet, but if you want to be a part of that, and that means not drugs and alcohol, but anything you need to recover from, info@kaydodd.com, and I'll give you the information.
No, awesome. That's so good. Remind us of that again when we put you on.
Y'all need to be in it. No.
Amen to that.
I've been recovering from y'all for 4 years.
We love you, baby Velva.
I love y'all.
Tell Eddie we love him and Kaylee as well. And let's get with you in a couple of weeks, huh? We miss you.
Love y'all guys. Love y'all guys. Love you guys.
Y'all guys.
All right.
Love you guys. Bye.
Kay Dodd. We'll be right back. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
This is Faith Talk Live.